Hey YouTube, what is up? I'm doing my last of my pistol um, that are in my collection, so hopefully it's not the last pistol review, but it's the last one that's out of my collection currently. And that is my H&R 22. Now, most of my firearms are much higher quality than this one, but I inherited this from my great-grandmother. She kept it in her house. I don't know if it was for protection or because it was her husband's before he passed away. I have no idea. But it is my only revolver. And a revolver, for those of you who don't know, has a cylinder and it turns as you fire it, which gives you another round in the chamber as you do that. That's the reason why people will claim that it's definitely your most reliable, and that is true. It is the most reliable. Um, this is actually a bad representation of the reliability of a revolver because there are times where I have to pull the hammer back to get this to work. It's supposed to work in single or double action, but there are times where I'm shooting double action where if I don't pull it back single action myself, it won't work. Um, these aren't horrible pistols. Like I said, it's not high quality of any means, but if you're looking for the least expensive gun for your own defense, H&R does have options for you. They have higher caliber than just 22. I would not recommend if you're looking for your only firearm to have and it's for protection to have a 22. But they do have 32s and other calibers that you can select that are also really inexpensive. Now, the weird thing about these, and I've had my hands on a 32 caliber before, and you pull this push rod out to send the cylinder over. And like in most other revolvers I've dealt with, it would hang open so that you could reload and then put the cylinder back in. This one, when you pull it out, you actually pull the cylinder all the way out. Now I have it loaded with snake shot because this is actually what I carry when I'm just out hiking, because if I come across a snake, this has snake shot in it, and it's not an expensive firearm. I don't recommend shooting rat shot, snake shot, things like that through your better revolvers that you own. I would actually get the cheaper Heritage or H&R 22s for that purpose. And as you can see, there's not a lot to this firearm. You've got your hammer, which is this right here. You've got your trigger and your barrel. So that's really all there is to it. Like I said, I inherited this piece from my great-grandmother. I was needing a cheap little snake gun. My dad had inherited it first, and he said, hey, I'll let you just have this. It was your great-grandmother's. I'm actually more sentimental than my father is, so this is actually going to end up in the family a lot longer, being in my hands than in my father's hands, because I'm much more sentimental than he is. My deer rifle, I have a 22 rifle. They're all sentimental because they were owned by a family member. I don't get rid of those things. My first 22 pistol that I really learned to shoot with, I had a couple before, but they weren't that great, and I didn't get to really go to the range much as a kid with them. But my first pistol he sold, which is his option because I sold it to him, hoping he would later one day sell it back to me, but was not the thing that happened. So H&R 22, if you go to some place like gunbroker.com, Auction Arms, you will find these. They are very inexpensive. and I'm thinking, I'm serious, like $125 is too much. Most of the time, I think you can find them for that to even $80. So very, very inexpensive for a firearm that works. So putting it back in because that's going to go back in the gun cabinet behind me where I like to keep it. And that's really all there is to it. So like, subscribe, share if you have a friend that you think may want to know about that pistol, and even drop a comment down in the comment section for me. I can't answer a whole lot about this particular firearm because I've only ever had my hands on two of them, so my experience with them is limited to those two firearms. But I'll answer what I can. Thanks for tuning in to Red Deer Outdoors, and keep coming back because I'm going to finish up the rifles that are in my collection probably today if I have the time. So keep coming to check back, and there's always going to be more for you to see here on Red Dirt Outdoors.